What's up, guys? I don't know why my camera's so blurry, but the screen at least is clear. So here is a Viore project we're going to do a takeoff on. It is for a client of mine. We're going to do the drywall, framing, ceilings, painting. So here is a live actual takeoff using Onscreen Takeoff and Quickbid. So I've already uploaded the plans. I've already converted all my images to TIFF. Makes it more clear for your software to read instead of reading a PDF. And we're going to get to our floor plan. There's our demo plan. And here's our floor plan. We will get started. All right, check our scale. It's 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch. And then we're going to pop in this style set that I've created. It's kind of a preloaded assembly thing. I gotta change it up a little bit, but it gets me started. So I don't think there's any exterior walls on this. All right, let's get going here. We got wall 1A, 2A, 7 through 2. Okay, we're gonna do this here. Wall 1A. Take all my preloaded notes out of there. Just gonna preset it to 12 feet high, might be higher, just to go ahead and put a height in there so I don't forget. And we're gonna start our takeoff with 1A. 1A. That's 1A right there. 1A. That's 1A right there. 1A. 1A. And if a wall's not labeled, which this one is, but this one's not, it's usually the standard, whatever the most common wall is on your floor plan. And it usually should tell you a note somewhere about that, but like I said, these are 1A. 1A. Okay. 2B and 1B. Okay. Here's 1A. 6, 7, 2. Okay. So I'm on interior walls. If I was just building a new condition, like from scratch, you hit that plus button. Your type would be the interior walls, or whatever you want to make it. Interior walls. Name, wall 2. Wall 2. Height, 12 feet. Quantity 2, segment counts important. Grabs your stop and start studs at corners. Color, pattern, all that, it's up to you. Thickness, 4 inch, 6 inch. That's again preference. And then you hit OK. That's if you just make it from scratch, but wall 2. And again, you're estimating, not exacting. So that little squiggle there really doesn't matter. Wall 2. Wall 2. Let's find all of our wall 2s. Wall 2. Alright, now, so I see wall 2, and this one has 2 sides of drywall. It's not just a one-sided wall. So this one I will rename as one side, and then I will duplicate that and just call that wall 2, because that is 2 sides. And I'll just pull it through there. Now if you click that and hit spacebar, it'll restart you on your, and I don't care, wall 9, there's so little of it, I'll just add it into wall 2. It shouldn't affect me too much. And if you do that and you really get OCD, just hit escape. It'll bring you back to your last point. Now wall 3, just while I'm here looking at it. And is that wall 3 as well? Wall 3. Wall 2 is over here. See wall 5, how it's thicker, so you can do wall 5, and just to make it clear on your takeoff, just make it 6 inches, and it will fatten up that line, make it prettier for you. Wall 1B. Wall 2B, wall 1B. There's wall 2. And a wall 3 right there, and a big fat 12 right there. That's an interesting one. Where's wall 5? I don't know why it does that. It's really weird. Not a big deal. And I'm going to pull that into here. Wall 2B. Haven't made one yet, so I'll do it now. Wall 2. 2B. 1B. I hate how they chop it up like that on such a small. Wall 2 one side. Jump too fast there. I think I did something up here. Okay, I made that one side. Wall 2. What is that, wall 4? Wall type 4. Got our 3s up here. That looks like something. I'm going to just grab that. That's wall 11. And I'm just going to make that a little bit thinner. Just make it 3. Two wall 9. I like to just have a note that it's a one-sided wall, just for my own preference, and I'm building it out in Quickbid, and I'll show you why. Wall 2. I'm just going to do all this as wall 2, because it really doesn't matter. Not really worried about that little bit. 2. 2. 3, 2 one side, 2, 7. 7 seems to be a one-sided wall. Wall 6A. Boom, 6A, 6A. Wall 6. Wall 2A. I thought I had a 2A. Okay. 2A. Boom, boom, boom. Grab all this in here. 2A. That over, some OCD, wall 2, wall 3, wall 2, wall 2, wall 2, wall 2, wall 2. If it does that, it's auto snap. Just use your buttons to move it over if you want to. I'm just doing this really fast just to show you kind of how it works, I will go back and make sure this is all correct when I actually put it together for the final time, but mostly this is accurate. Finishing. We need the corner beads, height 12. We're going to make those a count. And I was taught, make them red circles. And where all your corners are. Doesn't have to be pretty because you're just estimating. When you get awarded the job, you can go back and make everything nice and pretty for your boss or yourself or whatever, your client. If you do that, just move it down. Boom, 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 boom. Wow, my computer's going really slow. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. That should be good enough for this right now. Let's go to my door schedule. Power plan, why is that on here? Here's my reflected ceiling plan, 1/4 inch scale. Okay, let's see what this is. It just says acoustical ceiling tile ceiling. So we're just gonna run with this. And then look at our finished schedule. ACT ceiling tile, so it doesn't really tell me any differences. Pick up all that ceiling tile, and then we got our drywall ceiling, chip ceiling, just so you can see it, and it's got that pattern, so you kind of know. We're just going to pull all of this. Yeah, this looks like it's all drywall ceiling, which is very typical in these retail spots. Pull through that. Soffits. We'll grab those here in a second. Pull that out a little bit. Is that acoustical ceiling? Yeah. Grab that too. Boom. And grab our soffits, which most of the time that's a soffit. And that says bottom of soffit, so these are drop downs above shelves and all that stuff. Bottom of soffit, pull that through. Okay, let's see here. Bottom of fixture, some kind of fixture hanging up there. That's a soffit, that's a soffit, that's a soffit. Soffit, soffit. Shit. There we go. Soffit. Soffit, bottom of soffit. Okay. Boom. That's the gist of soffits. I will go back and make sure all that's correct. I'm just doing a quick takeoff, as I said. So here's P1, that means paint walls. These are accents, wood, something, bits and pieces here and there. That's an accent, probably some wall covering or something, but paint, do I have paint here? I'll do this, paint walls. Quantity 2 on painting, do surface area. Whether you do one-sided wall or two sides, I do one to keep it clean and easy. Sometimes it gets a little tricky if you do two sides. and you accidentally pull through a single side, I just keep it single side. So it looks like this whole area is being painted. So I'm just going to start here. And grab all my paint. Boom, 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 boom. Even if it has an accent, it'll probably still get primed. So I'm going to paint it. And it's not that much, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll pull through there. I'm getting a little lazy. Now let's pull through there too. I paint all that upper soffit area. What is happening back here? Paint, 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 paint. Okay. Alright, you get the gist of how to paint that. And when you're doing painting on your ceilings, I usually take this and I go to my cover sheet. I find what page this is, 18. If it's not named 18, I will duplicate it. And I will go to page 19 where it now is. Actually, go back. I will select my drywall ceiling, copy, go to the next page, paste. Then I will go under my painting. Actually, I'll make a new one. Paint ceiling. Make it an area. Simple as that. Okay. Okay. It's not working with me. Okay. Drywall ceiling. Select it. Reassign. And that is now being painted. That's a quick, easy way to do that kind of stuff. Now, where's my wall types? I'll go into Quickbid here real quick and start assembling these. Let's see, I think it's this one. Alright, I will start at the top. Acoustical ceiling. Get me out of the way. Assemble. I have all these pre-made. If you get Quickbid, they will come with a few of these already pre-made for you, but over the years I have made my own and a bunch of them. So I will go to acoustical ceiling. I'll pick something pretty standard, Prelude, 2x2 square edge tile, pop it in there. And then it builds it for you. I used to build these single at a time just by knowing what it was. It really helps you understand the assembly itself. But if you want to jump to it, pre-assembled, easy enough. Gets all your stuff in here. This bottom one's your tile, this one's your grid, this is all the stuff in between. That's the grid labor, actually, I'm sorry. The grid is all up here. So if you go to labor on here, that's your angle. I don't really mess with that. I'll leave it as it is. That's your hanger wire. These two are the ones I usually mess with the most. That's your grid and tile. Grid, it's up to you. 55 cents a square foot. Tile, I don't know, 35 cents. I'll have to ask my clients what they usually plug in for that. Those are the basic ones you usually want to mess with. And then your material, I got to get updated material pricing on everything. Drywall ceilings, same thing. It's pre-made. Boom. Drywall. That's a big span, so it's not stud. It's going to be suspension system. Same thing. There's your drywall. Hang. And it's ceilings, so I'm going to hang it at 50 and then finish it at 75. And then there's your grid. We'll do 45. And your track, that's fine. Again, make it how you want it. Let's go to a wall really quick. We'll start with, I don't want to start with 11, I want to start with 1. Here's my wall type 1. Let's see what we got here. 362 S 162 33. That's 3 5/8. 33 mil stud. 33 mil is common on all these little retail inside of malls, especially. They like to have a little bit stronger studs, and it goes, looks like 6 inches above the ceiling. 3 5/8, a layer of drywall each side. You got this little acoustical sealant, two runs of that. Metal runner, a clip, braced. Okay, got the gist of that one. I really want to know my ceiling height though, so I'll go to my RCP. 10, 9, 9, 6. We'll call it 10, 10. What's back here? 9, 6. Looks like an average of 10. There's 12. I'll just say 12 to be safe, because I saw this one's at 15 in the middle here, which I don't understand. If there's some kind of soffit here, it doesn't really tell you, but so we'll just average it at 12 on the ceiling height, which I got 12 plugged in. So pre-assembled walls, we will do 3 5/8 braced, 33 mil. So you got your layout, you got your top track, you got your bottom track, you got your stud, you got your stud start where your segment count grabs, you got your kickers, you got your pins and loads, you got, I do frame, square foot, heavy gauge, since it's a 33 mil. Got your drywall, 2 layers, drywall. We'll put your Tech screws in there. And your tape and float. Again, you can do your labor here for all your stuff. So that's basically how you build your ceilings, your walls in Quickbid, and it's the same thing over and over and over and over and over with your different wall types. Just how you see them is how you build them in Quickbid. See, that's a one-side drywall, braced, no drywall on this side because it's a one-sided wall. Then you go to your equipment, you put in your scissor lifts, however many you want, markups, your tax burden, whatever your state tax is, and then your overhead and profit, 20%. That's very competitive. I would even go 15 and 10, and then equipment, just do 20% on top of equipment. It's no big deal. Labor burden, 20, 30%, whatever you want to put on. And then here's your main material list. It's a lot quicker of a way to go through and plug in your material prices. Same with your labor. This will change it for every assembly altogether. So if you have a wall that's a lot more tricky and you want the labor to be higher on just that wall, go through each one of these and do your labor. Labor in this, each one, not your master. So that's the gist of that, and then you get your whole grand total down there. Tells you your overhead and markup right here, your price for the job. It's pretty cool stuff what Onscreen Takeoff and Quickbid will do for you. So that's the gist of that. Let's see here.